Hello, welcome to the lesson. So today we're going to learn American Idiot by Green Day. And the good news is this is actually quite a straightforward song to learn. It's based on power chords, and obviously we're going to use the electric guitar, and I'm going to ask you to turn the distortion on. So some of you will have effects pedals, or you might have to press the button on the amp or turn the gain up, but we want the rock sound, and we're going to make it sound like this. So obviously that's the main riff from the song, and then there's also another section and a solo that I'm going to show you as well. But let's start from the start. So we're going to use power chords. Now I assume at this stage that you're already familiar with power chords, because I did teach you how to do that as part of the free 12-part course. So if you haven't already seen that, I suggest you go and take a look, because it's free and there's plenty of useful information in it. So let's begin. I want you to use a power chord. So that's the first finger on the 6th string at fret 4, and then obviously the other finger automatically goes on the 5th string at fret 6, because if you remember, power chords always use 2 fingers, and they're always 2 frets apart and 1 string apart. So if you use your plectrum just to pluck strings 6 and 5 and make sure that it sounds correct. Good. So what I want you to do is to pluck down, up, down. Good. Now what you're going to do is to move this power chord down a string, and what I mean by that is the first finger is now on the 5th string at fret 4, and this finger is now on the 4th string at fret 6, and I want you to pluck up twice. Okay, so what we've got is this. Okay, it's very important that you pluck down and up exactly as I tell you to, because what happens is it makes it flow smoothly, and some people get into the bad habit and only ever pluck downwards, and that's okay for some songs, but it's more important that you're able to do both depending what's necessary. Okay, so now put the power chord on the 6th string at fret 2 with this finger on the 5th string at fret 4, and pluck upwards twice. And now you're going to go back to the previous power chord, which is the 5th string at fret 4 and this finger on the 4th string. Pluck downwards once, and now jump up a string, so you're now on the 6th string at fret 4, and then finish by moving down to the 6th string at fret 2 and the other finger on at fret 4. Okay, so let me just play you that through in slow motion. Now, when you play it that slow, it doesn't really sound correct, but when you speed it up like this, you can see that it starts to sound like it should. Okay, so perhaps you want to stop the video and practice that bit now and get it up to speed, and then it will start to feel more fun. So the next section is pretty straightforward. We're going to use the power chord on the 5th string at fret 4. And by the way, from now on, whenever I refer to a power chord, I'm only going to mention where the first finger goes, and I'm going to assume that you realise that this other finger goes on the next string 2 frets higher. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is pluck 8 times, and we're strumming slower now than we were on the previous one, like this. So obviously we're plucking strings 5 and 4, because that corresponds to the strings we're holding down with our left hand. Good. Now take that power chord up a string, so it's now based on the 6th string at fret 4. Now move to the 5th string at fret 6, and then go back to the 6th string at fret 4. Brilliant. And now we're basically going to do that again, except we miss off the last note, so it's going to sound like this. And then at that point you hear the drums play a beat on the song. So let me just join those 2 sections together at full speed. And then the drum beat, and then what happens, it goes back into the original part, which is the main verse riff. Okay, so those are the two components that the song is built of, and obviously you repeat the first section many times and then move to the second section and then go back to the first section. And if you want to see the exact sequence of the song, what I suggest you do is print out the PDF document that you downloaded with this video guitar lesson, because if you look at that, you'll see that all the chords are written there in the exact order that they occur in the song. So now I want to show you the solo, and it sounds like this. Okay, it's actually quite tricky, that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain how to play that, but I'm not going to explain each individual note. What I'm going to do is give you a little bit of the responsibility, and I'm going to demonstrate the rhythm of the notes, and I'm going to expect you to actually use your ears and interpret the rhythm to be able to play it yourself. So we're going to work with one note at a time. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to play is this bit. Da 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 da. So that's the 5th string at fret 8. And I don't believe it's very important really whether you're plucking up and down at this stage, or just down or just up. Probably a combination of the both is best, but I want to give you the chance to find out for yourself what's correct. So once you've done that rhythm, I want you to move down to fret 6 and then to fret 4. So it should sound like this. Okay, good. Now the next section, fret 6 on the 5th string, I want you to play this. Da 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 da. And then play fret 8, fret 6, fret 4, fret 3. So that'll sound like this. Good, I hope you're following the rhythm okay. So now move to the 5th string at fret 1. Da 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 da. And then fret 3, fret 4, fret 3, fret 1. So when we join that together, it should sound like this. And then I'm going to ask you to go to the 5th string at fret 6. Okay, so let me demonstrate all that now, because I want to make it crystal clear to you. And remember I said use your ears and interpret it yourself, and create your own rhythm with the plectrum. So good, that's the first half of the solo. Now it gets a little bit more interesting now. I'm going to show you this bit. Okay, so let's do that in slow motion. Take your first finger and put it on the 3rd string at fret 8, and then the middle finger onto the 2nd string at fret 9. Now go back to the 3rd string at fret 8 and pluck it twice. And now what you're going to do is go to the little finger on the 2nd string at fret 11. So if you join those notes together, it should sound like this. And now you're going to play the 3rd string twice again. Little finger all the way up to fret 13 on the 2nd string. And then 3rd string twice again. Now the little finger on fret 11. 3rd string twice again. And finish on fret 9 on the 2nd string. So let me just demonstrate that in slow motion. Okay, very good. And now what happens is it plays the first section of the solo again, and that's the end of the solo. So let me just demonstrate that whole thing through. And the guitarist finishes up on the 2nd string at fret 9. So that's the solo. Now, I've got to be honest with you, playing solos can be a little bit cumbersome sometimes, because without the band and the drums and the guitar and the bass guitar with you, the solo can sound a little bit bare because it's out of context, you see. So what I suggest is that you practice playing the power chords of the song along with the CD if you've got the Green Day album. And what would be good is if you know any other musicians, such as a drummer or a bass guitarist or another guitarist, then you can jam with them and you can play the solo whilst they accompany you, and then the solo should sound correct because it's got the backing behind it. I hope that makes sense. Great. So I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. If you need to rewind it and watch it a few times, I totally encourage you to do that. But print out the PDF document that came with the download, and then you can see the exact sequence of the song and when to play which part when. So enjoy learning this song, go and practice, be patient with yourself, take the time to learn it properly and build up the speed gently, okay? And then over a few weeks you should be able to play it really well. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you soon in one of the other V guitar lessons and we can learn some more songs together. Okay, so take care, bye bye.